Hi, Steve, Tiffany? Who am I talking to? First of all, Panamax! Second, I didn't go to Essen, and that's pretty crappy. And in honor of the crappiness of not being at Essen, I'm going to talk about crappy games. No, I'm not just talking about games from Fantasy Flight, although I do like Tribune, which has latrines in it, so it's kind of like crap. Games that, like, literally have poop in them. Why would I want to talk about these types of games? It's amusing for me, number one. Then number two, everybody talks about games that have controversy in them, slaves and stuff like that, but nobody's talking about games with poop in them, and I think that's just crappy. Hick, Hack, and Gackelwack is a 2 to 6 player bluffing game designed by Steph and Dora. Each player gets a hand of 5 cards, I think. On the table there are 6 locations where food accumulates each round. The chickens are basically trying to eat grains, and there are 3 different values of grains: green, blue, and yellow. All players are going to select a card at the same time, and then they're going to reveal, and then they will play their card to the corresponding colored tile. If there are 2 birds at the same tile, then they will negotiate. If they can't negotiate, they'll just roll a dice, and whoever has the highest score, whatever they rolled, gets added to the value of their bird. They would get everything that's on the tile. If there's only 1 bird, obviously he eats everything that's there. If there is a fox where birds have been played, the fox will eat all of those birds. If there's a fox and there are no birds, then the fox gets nothing because he was poorly planned in his predatory prowess. Ooh. If there are 2 foxes, they'll battle out the same way that the chickens did, only they're trying to get all the other chicken cards and not the food that's there, because foxes don't eat grains. Where is the poop, you might be wondering? Well, there is a card that's like a scaredy bird, and he's worth -2 points. And on his card, he's got poop. What he does is he gets to pull a grain first from any card, assuming there's no foxes there. If there is a fox there, the fox has to eat this disgusting bird, and then he's like sick, so he has to keep the bird, and it's -2 points at the end. The person with the most points when there's no more grain to refill the tiles wins. Cali Mambo is a 3 to 7 player racing game designed by Antonio Grittori. Each player takes on the role of an African adventurer. Together we've all discovered a new species called Cali. Cali and the explorers Mambo around the board being chased by a rhino and trying to avoid, you guessed it, a dung heap. Each player has a hand of cards numbered 0 through 11, and they simultaneously choose a card to play, and then someone's gonna flip a card from Cali's deck, which is in the middle. It's just, you know, a standard generic thing. The person with the highest number moves first. They go right to the front of the line, then the next person with the next highest, etc. And that continues until everyone has moved, maybe. If you step in a dung heap, you score 3 points. Did I mention that points are a bad thing in this game? If you're in the back of the line and the rhino charges you because he's chasing you through the savannah, why wouldn't he be? You lose as many points as the rhino moved forward in spaces. So if he moves forward 11 spaces, you've just lost 11 points because the person who was holding up the line was being a real butt about it. And now you've lost a ton of points. If Cali ever loses points because it stepped into a dung heap or was charged by the rhino, whoever played the lowest card that round is going to lose whatever those points are. This can be really painful, and may or may not be how I lost the game that we played the other day. Yeah. After 12 rounds, all the cards have been played. Whoever has the least points wins. Zigzag and Hunger Cack, or Chicken Cha 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 as it's better known, is a memory game for kids designed by Klaus Zock. There's an outer track where awesome wooden pieces move around to try to steal feathers from their opponents. Inside the track are a bunch of face down tiles where players flip one at a time to see if they can find the matching tile to the card that's in the middle so that they can move forward on the track. As long as they keep finding matches, they get to keep moving. The first player to get a feather of each other player wins. Now, the poop in this game is fairly subtle. It's on the cards, there's a chicken, he goes poop, it's, you know, just kind of in the background. However, the expansion for this game, Hick, Hack, and Zack and Tack, Duckling Dancin. This expansion, you get 2 new birds, and so you can play 6 players, and they're ducks, and they're cool too. And you also get wooden poop piles in the color of your characters. With this, if you land in the poop of someone else, then you have to give them a feather of your choosing. You can jump over it by matching the next tile, and if you can't, well, sorry about your luck. And then same as the other one, if you get all the feathers, you win. It turns out that this video just ended up being a Zock love fest, which is fine. I obviously love some Zoc games. In the interest of being, I don't know, a little bit more balanced, I thought that I would go ahead and list some other games that have poop-related things in them while I take care of some business. Pecunia non-olet is a 2 to 6 player game about the managing of rental toilets. Los Mampfos is a 2 to 5 player game about donkeys that eat a lot and, well, donkeys that poop a lot. Dungeon Petz is a 2 to 4 player worker placement game about making pets as imps. Eat Poop You Cat is a however many you want to play with game that is basically the precursor to Telestrations. It doesn't really have poop in it, but if it doesn't have poop in it by the end of the round, you're probably not playing it right. Tanz der Hornochsen is a 2 to 8 player simultaneous action selection game. It's the board game version of a game that we love, Six Nymphs. Primordial Soup is a 3 to 4 player dice rolling grid movement type game where amoebas eat, and if they eat enough, they poop. Theme Park is a 2 to 4 player theme park management type game, right down to the necessity of toilets. Drunter Druber is a 2 to 4 player bluffing game about rebuilding a town and tearing down things, including outhouses. Owlback is a 2 to 6 player game that is the card version of Zigzag Hack and Cack. Those are my crappy games. I look forward to seeing your video next week. Bye!